welcome back to SnowRunner. We're gonna go pick up some cement. This is pretty much right where we were when I left off previously. I'm not recording this immediately after. I knew my wife was gonna get home soon, so I stopped playing SnowRunner because, well, I could have played my other save file, but I've been working on playing the Callisto Protocol again, although I'm not recording it, so yeah. I need to play through the game on hardcore mode, and I'm actually almost done with my first playthrough. I have to do a new game plus playthrough on hardcore as well. So stupid. But anyway, I'm almost done. I just got to the final chapter, so I should be able to get through that. I mean, I have 2 more two-head fights basically, and then the final fight with what's his name. But something weird's going on here with my but yeah, so it shouldn't be too bad. Two-head actually isn't even that difficult. It's just you got to make sure you have ammo, because if you've never played Callisto Protocol, then you have probably no idea what I'm talking about when I'm referring to two-head. But it's just this monster. It's kind of like a boss fight. Like the first time you see it, you're like, oh shit, this is crazy. And then he comes back like 3 times throughout the rest of the game, and the first time you even see him, you're probably like 3/4 of the way through the game. So they just like throw him back in at you. And I mean, it's not the same one, obviously, because like, I don't know, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like, there must be multiples, because there's no way it's the same one. But anyway, you fight this stupid enemy called Two-Head 4 times within the last quarter of the game. It's like really redundant and really repetitive, and like, I've defended that game because I actually do really enjoy the game, but like, there's just things about it that are just odd, and like, I don't know, the choices that the developers have made. And like, I was a big Glenn Schofield fan. I loved the original Dead Space and Dead Space 2. Dead Space 3 not so much, but obviously EA messed up pretty much ran Dead Space down the drain, and then dissolved, I forget what they were when they made Dead Space, but anyway, so then Glenn Schofield went on to make Striking Distance Studios, and he wasn't involved in the remake at all of Dead Space, and he made the Callisto Protocol. And like, the Callisto Protocol is, you know, it's a very similar style game. Like, it has very similar where is that going? Okay, all the way over there. It has very similar, like, I would like to go collect that, but I feel like that's not smart to do with this big ass trailer, so we're just gonna do that another time. It's a very similar game, very similar style. It's, you know, in space. You're on one of Jupiter's moons, Callisto. I think it's Jupiter. Anyway, and there's a prison on this moon, and blah blah blah. Like, the main character is played by Josh Duhamel, his likeness and his voice. But he's like a pilot, like a kind of like a cargo pilot, and his ship goes down after leaving Callisto, and then he gets thrown into the prison in Callisto for some weird reason. I guess because I don't really want to spoil the game. But anyway, I mean, the game's been out for quite a few months at this point. It came out in December, I think. But anyway, still don't want to really spoil it. But the he gets thrown into prison, and you basically like fight your way out of the prison. But this enemy that just pops up multiple times in the end of the game, it's I don't know, it's just a very odd choice of an enemy. For one, the game is very heavily melee based. For one, like there are guns, there's quite a few guns, and all the guns are great, but you don't have a whole lot of inventory space, so you really only want to use 2 guns at a time, and there's no way to like store your guns like there is in Dead Space. So like if you buy all of the guns, which you couldn't even do initially when it first came out, there was no New Game Plus, and there was no possible way that you would get enough money, even on the easiest difficulty, to buy every single gun and upgrade it and be able to use it, just because you wouldn't have had enough credits to do that. But anyway, once New Game Plus came out, it made it possible, and like, you know, I've tested all the guns out, I've played with them, I have a video up on my channel about it, and the guns are all really good in their own right. My favorite 2 guns are the hand cannon, which you get for free basically in the very beginning of the game, and then the riot shotgun, which you also get for free. The other ones you have to pay to print them, but you have to find their schematics as well. But they're all really good. But anyway, you don't have a whole lot of inventory space, so if you have all the guns, you're going to get all this ammo for all the guns, and then your inventory is going to be full all the time. It's just dumb. And then another thing is, like, the game is so heavily melee based, but then this 2-head enemy, you can't melee it. Like, it's just like, you can't. I mean, maybe you can. I've tried, and every time I've tried, I've just gotten completely destroyed. I've already used that fuel. This isn't good. I'm gonna run out of fuel, and I'm stuck. But yeah, like, I've tried meleeing him. I mean, you can melee him, but only when you like stun him and he drops to his knees. You can smack him in the face a couple times with your baton. But other than that, like, you can't melee him. So it's just really dumb that, like, they put this enemy in the game so many times in a very heavily melee based game, and then you can't even melee the enemy. Like, it's just stupid. But like, this hardcore mode, like, ammo is pretty much non-existent, and credits are like ridiculously non-existent too. So it's like, you have to know the game really well to be able to play that difficulty, for one, which I have played the game quite a few many times now at this point. But like, if you don't, you're not gonna know when you need to save your ammo, because like, if you don't have ammo for the 2-head fight, you're screwed. There's no way you're gonna be 2-head 100%. And the first time you come across 2-head, there is a pretty ridiculous amount of enemies you have to take out even before you can fight 2-head, and there's no in between. Like, once you kill all those enemies, then it's the 2-head fight, like, immediately after. There's nothing, like, you can't leave the area and like regroup or whatever. I'm gonna have to go get gas somewhere, or get a truck here with gas, because I don't have gas. That sucks. Although this truck's here. Perfect. Let's drive this over. What's the best way to get over to me? Probably just going through here. Sorry, I'll continue my talk about Callisto here in a second. But yeah, so like, I don't know, it's just crazy to me that like they would put that enemy in that game so many times, and you can't even melee it. I don't know, I enjoy like harder difficulty settings. Like, I don't like hate when a game has a trophy where you have to beat the game on the hardest setting. That's fine. I just don't like when they like completely, like, it's almost like it's artificially difficult because, like, yeah, boost the enemy's health, make me take a lot of damage, but like in a game that so heavily relies on melee, and then like there is also, you know, there's also mechanics for using the guns as well, but then like you have to have ammo to kill Two Head, you have to fight him 4 times, and like if you don't have ammo, because the ammo is so scarce, like it's crazy, like I barely ever have a full, my gun like full of ammo, like it's, and I never have any in my inventory. So it's like you have a game that's made really difficult because the enemies have crazy high health. When they hit you, it pretty much one-shots you. And then you barely have anything to attack them with other than your freaking melee baton, which is good when you have it like upgraded. But I don't know, it just doesn't work. But like I love, like, when I talking a lot makes me yawn. Like, it's just funny too because like this morning I was just like, I need to get this done. Like, it bothers me that I don't have 100% trophies, and I even saw they added more trophies, which I'll get to that. But it just bothers me that like I have the platinum, but it doesn't say 100% because I don't have the trophies for the hardcore mode. And I don't know where I was going with that, but I don't know. It was just bothering me. So this morning I decided to just start getting through it and playing it. But every time I play the game, like I didn't really want to, like I've played the game like 3 or 4 times at this point already. But like, I don't know, I want to do it, so I'm going to suck it up and do it. But I don't see any need to record it because the game's already on my channel twice, because I have the, oops. Alright. Sorry, I can't talk and do this at the same time. What in the world? Oh my gosh, this freaking game always turns this off. Like, why? Save my settings, please. Okay. Oh, I need to activate that as well. And I basically just need to, I mean, I could turn around, but we've tried that on this before and it didn't go very well. So let's just go. Okay, so anyway, I'll get through it. I'm almost done. It hasn't been that hard, to be honest. And New Game Plus is going to be even easier because I'm already, you know, my stuff's already pretty well upgraded at this point. So I'll just upgrade it further, and then it won't be difficult at all. But what is going to be difficult is, and this is something that kind of like makes it, it's made me stop defending the game as much, because I pre-ordered this game way back because, you know, I loved the original Dead Space. It's Glenn Schofield's new game with his new studio. I was just like, hey, it's gonna be awesome. It's Glenn Schofield. And I pre-ordered like the edition that came with like the season pass or whatever they called it, where you got like the first whatever amount of DLC included. So I was pretty, I was like, that's cool. Like, I'll get some more content to play after a couple months. So, come to find out, which they released hard mode and New Game Plus for free, which, in my opinion, that should have just, or hardcore mode, that should have just been in the game from the beginning. I don't know why New Game Plus wasn't. New Game Plus should have been in the game from the beginning. And then hardcore mode should have just been there too. Like, it doesn't really make sense. Maximum security is a joke, like an actual joke. It's no harder than medium security. Obviously, it's harder than minimum security, because minimum security is like, I mean, anyone could play minimum security. But maximum security is not hard at all. So they should have had hardcore mode from the beginning. But anyway, those were added for free. But I don't know when Contagion came out or whatever. But they never really, like, said what Contagion was. Like, they never said that it was, they never said anything about it. They just said that there was going to be a thing called Contagion mode. And when you hear that, you're kind of like, okay, it kind of sounds like almost like a Returnal, like the Tower of Sisyphus thing, where you had like the endless, like, it wasn't endless, I guess, but the tower. Where is the tower endless? The tower might be endless. I don't know. I didn't play it enough. I played it enough to get the trophies for it. That was really it. But anyway, kind of like almost like an endless, like zombies kind of thing, where it just goes and goes and goes until you die. That's kind of what I was expecting it to be. Nope. It's literally just playing the game again with unskippable cutscenes, basically on hardcore mode, but this time it's permadeath per chapter. So if you die, you have to restart at the chapter that you died on, the beginning of the chapter that you died on. So of course, there's 2 more trophies. There's beating the game in Contagion mode, and then there's also completing Contagion mode without dying. So you have to go through the entire game basically without dying. And there is a way to cheese it, if you're on PlayStation at least. I mean, I'm sure you could do it on the other platforms, but on PlayStation you can just turn off your autosync for your cloud save, and every time you complete a chapter, just upload your save. So if you die, you just re-download your save and just start back up, and the game doesn't really, it's not like it registered that you died. But, like, I'm not usually a huge fan of doing those kind of exploit things. I mean, like, I know in Dead Space with Impossible mode, you could do a thing where if you died, you could pause and quit the menu immediately, and it wouldn't register the death, and you could just reload your save. And, like, I don't really care if people do that. It doesn't make any difference to me. I mean, I did it, and I don't feel bad about it, but I only used it once because I died, and it was just a really stupid death. I mean, it was my own dumb stupidity. But the other time I did it in my Impossible playthrough, which I didn't record that either, I just did it just to get the trophy. But the other time that I did it was, oh no, there were 2 times. There was one time where I had like a glitch happen, and I just panicked and paused and just reloaded because I didn't want to die, because I knew people have lost their Impossible runs to glitches. And then the other time it happened, I was just really low on health. I had like a really bad encounter before, and I didn't have any health. I didn't really have any money to buy a health pack, so I just quit and reloaded my save. But I don't know, I just think the way they did this DLC is just wrong. I just don't like that I basically paid for a harder difficulty. That's really what I did. And, like, we already have a harder difficulty. Why do we need another one with permadeath? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's worth what I paid for it. And I don't usually say that about games, but like, I don't know. Kind of sucks. Okay. So that means yeah, that needs 3 medium logs. Is my it is here. Where is it? It's sitting right here. Okay, well, we're gonna just... What do I want to do here? I'm trying to think of what I want to do. I need to finish off these tasks. I mean, that thing is all the way over here. It's like the complete opposite corner of the map. I do need to do that, but I need a high saddle for that. And then that's the rail stuff. This workshop and forest generator. Do I just get a generator from like a trailer store? I don't know, there is a generator over here. Interesting. Okay. Do I have any trucks over here? I do. I could take this over and grab that generator. Let's do that. I'm just trying to think of ways that I don't waste a lot. Because, like, yeah, my issue here is I would have to drive a truck all the way back over here to get either a logging trailer or to get a high saddle. So, like, I'm kind of just trying to figure out something I can do without having to do that. This may end up being a shorter episode anyway, just because it's kind of late already, and if I like to try to prep things, and I didn't really prep too much for this episode just because I was doing some other things, and I wanted to try to record another episode. But thanks for listening to my rambling about Callisto Protocol. If you listen to all that, thank you. But either way, I'm going to try to do the permadeath thing. I don't know how well it's going to go, but I'll try. I have died quite a few times in this hardcore run, so we'll see how my New Game Plus run goes. I'll kind of use that as like a practice skill, I guess. I don't know. I think I can pull it off. It just, the whole thing just kind of sours me for really trusting in Glenn Schofield again. And not to say I won't buy another one of his games or play another one of his games, but I'm definitely not pre-ordering it, and I'm definitely not pre-ordering extra content. This is like the first time I've ever, well, that's not true. No Man's Sky was pretty bad, but that ended up turning out to be okay in the end. I haven't played No Man's Sky in a very, very long time, but that was another game that had come out that was just like not good. Although it's not to say Callisto is not good. I do like the game. I just don't like everything that's come after and how that was the content I paid extra for. Like, I don't know, that's just, it's not right. It's not right to make people pay for a difficulty mode. Like, that's essentially what it is. Essentially, I paid extra for a difficulty mode of the same game that I've already played multiple times because I had to get trophies. So it's just, I don't know, I don't like it, and I don't think it's right, and hopefully they remedy it and do something better, but I doubt they will. I think that's just how it's going to be. Oh my god. Jesus. See the damage I took on that? That was crazy. Alright. Oh my god, I knew it was gonna blow out a tire. So dumb. This just felt like the easiest way to go. I know it's probably not the shortest, but... God damn it, are you serious? God, come on. Freaking guardrails on backwards here. It just destroys your truck when you hit it. But that camera thing there is so dumb. I don't really have any games to play right now, though. Like, that's another thing. I mean, that's not totally true. I do have Horizon Forbidden West that I still would like to get to. Especially now that it's a PlayStation Plus extra game, I think. Burning Shores, I think, comes out soon, too. But, I mean, that's obviously DLC, but I haven't even played the base game yet. So I would really like to do that. But that's just a big game. Yeah, I don't know. Just not feeling it right now. No. Star Wars Jedi Survivor comes out in about a month. Comes out the end of April. So that I'll definitely play. There just isn't really anything else right now that I want to play. So. I really don't like going this way. I don't know why I keep going this way, but like, I don't like it at all. It's really not a good way to go. Yeah, I'm gonna deliver this, and that's gonna be it for this episode, because I need to prep a couple things for the next one so that we can get it all done in a timely fashion. Ooh, yeah. I'm tired too, so. Like, I have to put my wheel away. Just like, ugh, so much stuff to do after I stop. Putting my wheel away is the worst. You gotta like fold up the pedals and then wrap up the cords, carry it down the stairs to the basement. It's just, it sucks. Controller was not sitting where I wanted it to be. Alright, this needs to go to the service station. Alright, I think it's best to just go this way. Yeah, I will say one thing about Callisto Protocol that did really, really well was the graphics. That game looks absolutely incredible. I was having some frame rate issues though earlier when I was playing. Like sometimes there would be like, I don't know, it was weird. I don't really know how to explain it. It wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know how to explain it. It was almost like it was. I don't know what word I'm looking for. It was a little framey. We'll just say that. I don't really know how else to say it. It was definitely dropping frames, but it was like super stuttery, but like really, really, really fast. If that makes sense. I don't know. It could also just be like my TV. My TV's pretty old. It's not HDR. It's not like OLED or QLED. TV's like 6 years old at this point, I think. Which in terms of a TV, that's kind of old. Actually, it's probably closer to 7, because we got it before my oldest son was born, and he just turned 6, like literally on the 22nd of March. As of now, it's 12:30 on the 24th, so it was really only like yesterday, technically. But Yeah. It's curved too. It's a curved 55-inch TV. They don't even sell curved TVs anymore. So, I'd like to get a new one. I've been trying to work on the wife. I want to get like a 65, maybe a 70. Who knows? 70 would be a little crazy in this room. It'd be a little bigger than necessary, but it would be awesome. Man, why am I getting stuck everywhere here? Like, I never get stuck. I don't understand. What am I stuck on? Is it really this tree? I'm just spinning. Yeah, it's that freaking tree. Come on, get up the hill. See, that's where I like to use low plus especially, going up hills. See, I mean, because I know I can like make it shift by like tapping the clutch or bumping my shifter again into auto, but like sometimes it's just a pain to do that, and it's just easier to just go into low plus, so you just go up the hill at a constant speed instead of it always trying to downshift. Jesus. Alright. Now we have a service station, look at that. Can we get anything there, or is it just... It's just a service station. Okay. I need 3 small pipes. It's telling me... Oh, that's where they need to go. So where do I get them? Yeah, like I don't have that yet. That's kind of interesting. Oh, there's some right there. Are they just like littered around the map? They are. Nice. Okay, well there's that. So that I would like to prep for the next episode. We'll do this broken pipes in the next episode for sure. And that'll knock off all of those. Alright. Either way, I'll have some stuff figured out for the next episode so we can just get right to it instead of having to go back and get trailers and everything else. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you want to, and I hope to see you next time. Have a good one.